All right, all right.
Fashion get cool.
Yeah. I don't tolerate fuck niggas. Show me different one time, I don't fuck with you. I don't tolerate fuck niggas. Show me different one time, I don't fuck with you. Red had my bed before we started, bitch, I'm Caesar. Came up from the get-go, knew my status, he ain't needed. He fresh out the pen and I'm just happy, kid for breathing. Whole time bitch was scheming. I seen but I ain't seen it. Hanging around the niggas who think smart don't make you bigger. Hanging around the niggas think they hard don't make you killers. Hanging around the niggas you just met, they ain't your niggas. Heard they snatch you up trying to play cool like shit was chillin'. Loyalty ain't cool no more, niggas rather be hoes. Lucky I don't pimp no more, I would've put you on. Gangsters ain't the same no more, don't give a fuck about they name no more. Homie ain't the same no more, she bang them folks, she bang them folks. I came from the old days, if she both ways, still look both ways. Never turn the housewife, that shit dead, no way Jose. I wrote this shit while riding in the top down, no shade. Roll these niggas up and then I spark down, propane. I don't tolerate fuck niggas. Show me different one time, I don't fuck with you. I don't tolerate fuck niggas. Show me different one time, I don't fuck with you. It's pressure, 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 pressure. It's pressure, 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 pressure. It's pressure. Riding in the form, I do not kick it with forms. AK only fans, all my choppers doing porn. Driving in they chest, them hollows, wreck bitch fucking shorts. Cock that bitch backwards, triggers pushing forward. I don't want your paper fee, our money got no gold. Fuck them reparations, restitution, get them gone. Tired of being target, so I target on my own. Handy with the chrome, John Wick, tombstone. Say positive like COVID when testing's in an investment. Avoiding jabs like Whitaker, critical, they can't stand me. Crazy with the verse versus 10 full captions. Padded room, tools enough, fumes will burn the masses. At the nose like gases, just me and some ratchets acting ratchet. We don't need extendos cause we aiming at your pimple. So much dope up in the air, you swear the room on fire. Bodies everywhere, these bitches looking crucified. I don't tolerate fuck niggas. Show me different one time, I don't fuck with you. I don't tolerate fuck niggas. Show me different one time, I don't fuck with you. It's pressure, pressure.
Fuck this motherfucker. He just got low, you know what I mean? Like, we got to get out here. Ain't no pressure here for us, you know what I mean?
R.I.P. to the realest from the side, Chad Butler. Hey, I know you heard of me, yeah. Another first degree. I know you heard of me. Another first degree for murder. Murder. It's a capital. Murder. I'm a Pimp C, bitch, so rum in my bucks. I sold pussy on the street cause I knew nothing but sluts. Just came back from Dallas, Texas in the 6'8" lack. Bitch, I got ostrich on my seat, my candy paint red and black. When I left, I had one, but I'm coming back with two. And she bought a girlfriend, hey, so now I got a few. Hey, hit the website and make it do what I do. I make 3,000 in one day, so motherfuck what you do. If I told you pussy number, you would think I was fibbing. Going in and out of town, you might think I was tripping. In the game, ain't a thing coming foreign with Jag. I spent 1,000 on a Sachi shirt and left on the tag. Got a badge though, money and that bitch is legit. I hooked that hoe up with my plug and that bitch hit for a brick. Whipped it up, double back, cut them rookies some slack. Bitch, I came up corrupt, I'm selling pussy and crack. Got some kush from California, had to take me a trip. Bitch, I mailed myself a 30, made 2,000 to split. Hit the studio with sound cause I got something to say. Pussy stay up out my face cause I got something to spray. True hustler out the south, big bag man. Hater see me drop his head and get mad. And ex see my new bitch and get sad. And start crying cause she eating out the trash can. Central Texas motherfucker, that's where I stay. I be in corrupt city every goddamn day. Big paper I'm stacking. Hoes gon' let me beat they back in cause all this dick that I be packing. A black man and a poet. Pimp C one of the best to ever do it, and I'ma make sure that y'all know it. My best friend a real killer, so you best not trip. Pussy keep on popping off, he gon' get shot in the lip. Slow ass nigga.
It's the first degree. I know you heard of me. It's the first degree. I know you heard of me. It's the first degree murder. Murder. It's the first degree murder. Murder. It's a capital murder. 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 I brought it back. Shout out to Bun B. Check this out.
Just like Bun B, bitch, I was a king of moving chickens in my kitchen whipping. Never slipping, pop the clipping, I kept my sink dripping. Just in case the task force is flipping, they got them stitches tipping. I ain't tripping, pain dripping, plus I got bitches stripping. Now peep this game from a heavy brother, the fatty lover. Overeating belly stuffer, never been a petty hustler. I get his dick to your mother, cause I'm a motherfucker. Chew me up like some hubba bubba, she'll never love another. She like to eat nutter butter, I need another rubber. But keep that shit undercover, I'm trying to duck a sucker, yes sir, Mr. Master. Hit your sister faster, then pass her to the pastor. He fucked behind the church and the pastor. Seen the bitch walking almost past her. Let the window down, then the pastor. The gas, then the aster. If she had asthma, I gassed her. Told the bitch forget about her past her. Skin is yellow like hello. Booty poking like an elbow and shaking like a bowl of jello. Yeah, ho, hit the track and she ain't talking about no railroad. All she said is yes, she can't even spell no. Yeah, bro, strapped like some Velcro with nail blow. Brother better have my mail, ho, before I catch a murder case and go to jail. Oh, hell no. Cause before I bust a buster and this brother with this cutter from Russia. If the 12 wanna discuss you, I'd never discuss you. Throw your body in a mechanical car, crush you and crush you. Don't know what the fuck is up with Usher, but I'm burning your lover. Be at your funeral smoking with the preacher, deacon, and usher. Bust your head, have your head leaking red like a gusher. Throw your body in the water like some tissue and flush it. Chop you up like a machete, like you been fighting with Freddy. Facing belly, looking like a bowl of meatball and spaghetti. You ain't ready. All of my niggas dead, and they'll piss on you like R. Kelly and shit on you like a white freaking leave you stanky and smelly.
Yeah, Trey Ali, that was none of the Mild G with Pimp C. Honorable admiration to my good brothers and sisters of the feather. Once again, your good brother Lotus back in the building. You already know I switched it up to Aboriginal Lotus, but it's official. It's official. Before we dig into this, let me show a couple images here. No mountains on flat Earth. Just so you know, the introduction, when I show these images, I'm showing you that there are no mountains on flat Earth. So this is up for my good flat Earth. And, well, the Globetards, they don't, they just keep saying something about a flat map. All maps are flat. I don't care if you live on a Rubik's Cube, octagon, triangle, I don't care. The map is flat. Unless you see in like 7 dimension or something. Some whatever new type of psychedelics they need to take these days. What I'm saying? I just want to clear the air on a couple of things. If somebody is talking about the so-called Underground Railroad, once again, if they do not say Tonawanda while Nisha. Even if they can say while Nisha they die. That's cool. But while Nisha, you probably know a couple of sisters who named their daughters Wild Nisha. Wild Onisha. Trust me, there's one out there. Even the railroad car here. Gotta know Hishi. But the key point is the story is an absolute fabrication, yo. So what they want to hide is what really happened. So when you think of anything underground, these railroads that were under the ground and so on, who really operated them? Who are the real people of that land? Certainly isn't Tonto and them. Sure in the hell ain't no damn Somalians or some people saying technology came out of Congo. Nah, that was us. All day, every second, every year. That was us. And you can see here our cultures. And there's even more than this. But this has nothing to do with any of those Native American identity extremists. So, who's the conductor? Hagaguas. Yeah, you know what I mean? You got to pay to get on this. You got to pay. Pay your fare. Just showing a little something for the good brothers. So you can see they're here in the language where that is connected to location Underground Railroad. You can see here, train crew, train engineer, train locomotive attendant, train pull, train. It's all right there for you. All right. I just wanted to get that out of the way for all the good brothers and sisters of the feather. Anytime somebody got slick jargon nonsense, they're really trying to give you a story that is asinine, ass backwards, and created by literature folk. Slavs. These are Slav stories. They reverse the Slav and put the Slav on you. So we definitely got to get that stuff out of there. Man, let me kick off. And a message to my Mongolian Native American, so upset, big mad. They big mad.
Hey, what the hell you doing? Mongolian? What the hell Mongolian doing here? Hey, fuck you, Mongolian! Don't you break down?
Yeah, that part. You know what I mean? This Aboriginal Lotus ain't stays up. To all you gifts.
That's one of the better Jesus sports-themed paintings I've seen. It's very good. Nice.
Are you a knock?
I'm sorry?
Are you a knock?
A knock. Sorry, I don't know what that is.
A knock. A knock. Am I speaking Japanese?
Yeah, listen to him.
For you GIPs, Government Informant Programmees.
Or are you not a knock? Like Johnny Depp in 21 Jump Street.
Ah, I see.
Have you ever wondered how Africa came to be divided up and colonized by a bunch of European countries? If you've never heard of the Berlin Conference of 1884, you're about to get a window into the very definition of audacity. Leaders from 13 European countries, plus the U.S. and Ottoman Empire, decided to hold a conference in Berlin in 1884.
So you see there, that's when they really got over there. So let's throw all your nonsense out of the way. You so my eye socket, big head motherfuckers. Y'all didn't do a damn thing in your own country or over here. The Ethiopians come over here, y'all want to marry all the damn white women. Man, even if someone's mixed with a lot of them, they want to make sure that you don't have a real American bloody. My brother looked like John Cena, and still, her family said no. So, today I'm going to talk about a great deal of things. And I have to debunk these specific titles of endearment used by people who promote what we call Westernized nonsense, although there's some trickery in it and a lot of correction needed. But,
there's no need even to have a college degree at all, or even high school. if somebody graduated from a great university, that may be an indication that they will be capable of great things, but it's not.
So basically, college is not for real knowledge. College is for a career if you actually go through whatever weirdo agendas they have going. So you have people in the GIP, we got to ask them, are you or are you not a knock? Because we really need to know that. The government informant programmees who come in promoting college, which means that they're trying to get us twisted into some nonsense of believing the Western philosophy, jargons, and common folk knowledge. Nah. We can see here you want to get us to get this knowledge, and people from Somalia, oh, you guys won't go to school. Oh, you won't pick up, all you have to do is pick up a book. And, you know, they say all this stuff, but not that knowledge and information is the wrong knowledge and information. All we need to know is when dealing with society is how to operate at the top of society. So that means we should be learning how to build everything. Every man should know how to use his hand accordingly to build his own house, to build his own car, and so forth. In my 40s, I'm going to make sure that I know how to do each and every one of these things, because in order for me to invent a better future and innovate a better future for future generations to come, I'm going to have to do it my damn self, as I see it. So, you know, man, hit him with the Threads 3000.
Stack that bitch up, Mike.
Yeah, truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. The truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't, it ain't legalized. Realize, realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Real eyes, realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Real eyes, realize. Realize. Yeah, slavery was a long time ago, how? Same motherfuckers still here right now. Colonized on our land, they ahead of us. Changed our name so much, they scared of us. Children of the sun, y'all don't compare to us. Pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Talking about America, pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Even up the playing field, bitch, I'm darn. How you a victim, bitch, you a Karen. Cognitive dissonance, you don't need sparing. You got white privilege, so you don't need sparing. Looking at my homeland, man, I can't believe her. Colonized came here, they ain't never leave her. Indians ain't die off cause we here. You ain't gotta lie, just say you won't be here. How you American but not indigenous? 400 years still ain't get rid of us. All Europeans and naturalized citizens made all the Indians niggas on the census. 1492 we was on the fences. Civil rights movement, we was so defensive. Black Wall Street, whites got so offended. Common law rights gave us amendments. Think I don't speak truth, that's alright. First slave 1619 was all white. 1200 wasn't no continent, all white. Europe named after a black woman, alright. Grafted, it come from us, do your research. Go within, quit listening to teacher. And the Nuki got voice coming out the speaker. Cut off trees down and made us weaker. Really they foreigner, the shit gets deeper. Whites don't know where whites come from either. I'm Aborigine, we come from the ether. Ruling over us in our land, that's evil. Being colonized right now, black people. Prisoner of the war, that's why it ain't equal. Wake up everybody, don't be no sheeple. Freedom ain't free, really freedom is illegal. And we can't get mad at this. Whites act like we can't see their advantages. Privileges real, they working in management. Low down dirty, but they calling us savages. They want you to think they above us. All white people are part-time judges. I ain't no racist, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no African, but they my brothers. Been lied to, I got built up anger. We built everything, still waiting on the savior. Don't call yourself black, please do me that favor. Black tourmaline will protect you from a hater. Listening to your oppressors is dangerous. Gave us a Bible and stole our nation. Said we couldn't read what we didn't know the language. Kept us on paper because we didn't see the danger. American Indian, keep the religion. Skin copper color look just like a penny. Wanted our land and you called us stingy. Ain't no Democrats there to gotta pay attention. We got ancestors but the papers is missing. Kings and queens we just can't remember. Remember who you are, just like Simba. Now they got a vax, we don't want that in us. George Washington is the ninth president, look it up. United States only 10 square blocks, look it up. White people really the minorities, look it up. Courtrooms don't got authority, look it up. You want me, say stop governing me. Gave me a straw man, it's really not me. Why you don't keep it 100 with me? Why Trayvon Killer still walk around free? Made this song for the truth, don't hate it. History was told in reverse, I've stated. You still oppressed, somebody gotta say it. I'm taking out of school, that's the reason I made it. History, it's his story. History, it's his story. History, it's his story. History, it's his story. It ain't my story. History, it's his story. Probably ain't your story. History, it's his story. It's his story.
have a heart made of U.S. steel. If the crack don't get you, then the hookers will.
You're a dead meat, slime bag.
Fuck you, mate.
Yo, man, it's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool.
All right, so like I was saying, man, you know, we have to throw it all away. Gotta move on to make this a better place for our people. So, you know, let me play this before I get all into that. For these, you know what I'm saying, there's a whole lot of shots being taken from Somalia and Ethiopian and some other type of Africans, and the Wafros really don't have much to say. I don't see any of the conscious community, House of Consciousness group saying anything about Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed got them all on shut down. So Umar Shoemaker, I don't think he was ever really the prince. Tariq is busting it out the right way, letting them know what's really going on in America. And I've personally dealt with that same nonsense myself. Personally. So, you know, we're not the same. And stop calling us African American. We're Aboriginal American or the first Americans. You know, we're not into doing this. Now, I mean, I know we got some roadkill eating uncles and grandfathers out there. I know that. Oh, yeah, we do. But we don't eat rats. So, you know what I mean? We're not doing this. I mean, goddamn, she got top rat whole little European line right there. She got it all on a little kebab, like a giant chopstick or something, you know. But I don't really use forks, so they've either got some from China or some from here, or to eat their food. Hell, the rat probably came from America too, for all we know. But we know we got the top rat, since you want to call me Aboriginal Trevor Noah, white, whatever the hell you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Lame ass joke. So anyway, we're not doing this. You know, we know better. Goddamn, she got the whole family on that motherfucker. That's foul. You ate the whole damn family. That motherfucker say hot sauce with that what? And her teeth look like them Detu human choppers.
Very nice. Once in my remember, please.
She got some goddamn top cats ratatouille kebabs. She tearing that shit up like it's a goddamn chicken wing. Your finger looking good, huh? But y'all come over here and y'all better, right? Like, oh, look at them. Y'all motherfuckers, man, I'll play the termite video. But anyway, hold on, y'all, man. Let's take a show little message, y'all. Start busting the information out. Thank me. My welcome. Hell yeah. Probably gotta turn that down a little bit. Bass probably messing y'all speakers up. None other than Threads 3000 with my niece.
New to the neighborhood.
Threads 3000. So what's happening? Government and all y'all cross the line, so what's happening? My ancestors wouldn't like you cross the line, so what's happening? We original, y'all GMO, y'all lying. I do this for my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, oh yeah, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche. I do this for my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche. I do this for my Nietzsche. Should've left me where I was, cause I ain't never scared. Took that little ice off my neck for this arrowhead. My nation, my Nietzsche, someone thorough said. Real Americans, still pure blood, we thoroughbred. I'm like, let my people go and just take me instead. When it's red or blue pill, I'm only choosing red. I'ma always choose my people, you can keep that bread. Our government owe $1 trillion, you can keep that bread. If it's one thing Jim Crow is showing me, I don't want no white folks ruling over me. I don't want no politicians ruling over me. I don't want no po-po ruling over me. Only somebody just like me gon' treat me like me. I'm Iron Cherokee, the Chief and Dr. GLE. I'm still a G like EST. You might not be as G as me. You think you free, but you need remedy to be as free as me. I'm from the hood, I'm still waking up my people. They got us good, they still hating on my people. When it comes to fashion, the whole world wanna be like us. When it comes to music, the whole world wanna be like us. When it comes to dancing, the whole world wanna be like us. Foreigners are doing everything, trying to weaken us. Sports, y'all can't fuck with us. Rhythm, know we killing y'all. Anything involve a ball. Mentally, we figured out the cosmos. After all inventing shit, we smashing y'all. It's time to take through asking y'all rights by blood after all. Vatican and the Smithsonian got all our shit. Artifacts and relics still keeping us away from it. When they say it was a long time ago, that's racist shit. Y'all holy land keep stolen shit. We don't need y'all holding it. Reverse engineering our technology, controlling it. Gave it everything you got, but you can't put no soul in it. I ain't go see the new Matrix cause I'm living it. Everything is not what it seems, but I'm killing it. Can you afford to pay attention who you living with? Now they trying to mandatory vax, but is you getting it? Fall back off my Nietzsche, I'm peeping y'all tactics. This ain't no Earth war, this here is galactics. Goddesses and gods warming up like practice. We gon' put arrows on your chest like patches. Mongoloids can't style like us, them fake natives ain't wild like us. They ain't got a soul, destiny as a child like us. Nobody power like us, nobody peace pipe like us. Boxing, y'all can't fight like us, nobody lost they right like us. Wake 'em up, I'm in the way. Say too much, I'm in the way. They tryna kill us anyway, so listen what I'm finna say. Everybody, our kids, we raised y'all anyway. What that sentence finna say, everybody ain't here to stay. Is you with us or against us, ain't no in-between. I'm a non-ether being, not a human being. Got fucked in 1492, but all my allies what it do. Renegade got clipped for days, be careful, I advise you to. Enemy of my tribe, but opera mine, so what's happening? Government and all y'all cross the line, so what's happening? My ancestors wouldn't like you cross the line, so what's happening? We original, y'all GMO, y'all lying. I do this for my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, oh yeah, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche. I do this for my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche, my Nietzsche. I do this for my Nietzsche.
Yeah, that's right. Do it for my niece. Where I'm at. All right. So, as y'all can see, I'm not moving at a average pace. So I want everybody to take notes. I'm going to say a couple things you heard me say before, and I'm going to say some things you might not have heard me say before. I'm not going to dig too deep into this because this is coming up on the American Horror Show, Part 2, where we eradicate Western society and education system from its grassroots To the Rudy to the Rudy to the I don't know. Something about chicken wing. Let me load up this video. Oh no, can't get that one. Damn. Oh, they're blocking right now. All right, that's what's up. All right, so as you can see here, I have debunking atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, double helix, gravity, moon landing, atom bomb, hydrogen bomb, nuclear bomb. Now on the on some of this stuff, I'm not going to say too much about it, just for reasons of the way things are on YouTube these days. So I can't talk too much about what it is, but I can show just enough so everybody can have an understanding what I'm talking about. The transatlantic slave trade, which is really just the Slavs, Native Americans, world fairs, tourist attractions, and dinosaurs, NASA, Thelema, history, creation, and so much more. Pick one and get objectively obliterated for those that support the system. And once again, like Elon Musk said, well, I don't need to play him anymore. We get the point. All right, y'all. Give me a second.
Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day, cause we don't know where we came. We been here, lived here, open borders, got deported, fought for rights. Kidnapped, bitch slapped, blacked out, covered up, washed white. Drugged up, slugged up, beat bread, left for dead, fuck your life. It's all a plan, kill your man, take your land, slave your kids, rape your wife. Why y'all look so mad if all this shit I say is true? Why y'all look so mad if all this shit happen to you? White man quick to tell you was a slave, nothing before, but he himself only been free since.
Yeah, all right, let me bounce this up out of here. So, okay, there's a thing going out too that we don't have culture, and it's crazy that there are people who move to our country and they say we don't have culture, but then you ask them, okay, what's your culture? I'm Catholic. I don't care all that other stuff. Ubuntu, you threw a couple of pebbles at some pigeons and some pigeon blood and ate a crow eyeball. I don't give a damn. End of the day, you're into some Catholicism, you're into some Christianity, or you're into some Islam. That's all. That's all I've run into, in that situation. And those are the same people. Well, they don't so much promote it, but most of them come here and they're educated. So they feel that they know some Greek. I don't know what it is about people from Africa loving to have some knowledge about some damn Greek stuff. And we can get all into the Greek stories and the stuff is really about here, but it's not really at all. The story is absolute made up fabrications. And we'll talk about that on American Horror Story Part 2 as well. So, man, let me change this. Got me looking too friendly. All right. So, I can't be in a meditative state. What I'm about to do here, real quick for y'all. So, when it comes to these atoms, I'm going to show the trickery and the wordplay. Let's see, American Dictionary. Slide me to the online. Hell, I did. All right, so man, I do not like Mary. All right. So let me make sure y'all can see it. For the atoms, this is very important, and to what we're talking about with keratin and agitating keratin. So let me turn my mic on. So I'm showing y'all right now. I don't mind my. When you agitate your keratin, you have to take your fingers. Make sure your fingernails are touching each other, tight as possible. If you have some hand injuries, or you just you got too many screws loose, you can't do it right, cool. But for those who can, this is what you do, right? Now, before I show you what you do with that, this is frequency plus sound equals color, which is a story in itself, and that's held for those who are heavy into that stuff. Then there's 2MRO, which is maintenance, repair, overhaul, maintenance, repair, operations. And we need healing. So we need to fix ourselves before we can do anything. Together. Once again, no mountains on flat Earth. We're dealing with the Earth. We're dealing with geodynamics. We're dealing with seismic anomalies. We're dealing with everything pertaining to get minerals out of the Earth. So if someone's in the chat, just ignore them if they're coming in to try and undermine what's being done here. So with the healing, as explained last week, with basically activating your olfactory bulb, that light bulb that lights up. And you have a great ideal. That means obviously the wheels are turning. You're strategizing something in your mind. And in the cartoons, we've seen it for the last 40 to 60 years in cartoons. A cartoon character having an ideal, a light bulb pops up, so on and so forth with that animation. So last week I explained how to flex the cribriform and to master your sensory, but keeping your olfactory bulb and the stuff that's connected to the cribriform hairs, the microscopic hairs that pick up everything, that retain the knowledge of the scent of smell, and so on. Much more details will be revealed soon in the horror show. So y'all prepare yourselves for that pay-per-view event coming. Okay, so once you have done this for a while, and if I didn't explain it clear as I should have last week, basically, when you hold your breath, you're not using your hand. Now, when you pull air into your body, it can only go through your mouth and your nose, obviously. You're pulling this air through your mouth. You're going to fill up your stomach. You bring the air in through your nostrils. You can also fill up your stomach, or you just inflate your chest. And then as you exhale, you deflate your chest. So the only way air can be circulating, now what they call oxygen, can circulate through your body, is through the air that gets inside of your cribriform. It's going through this muscle. This cribriform is seated in front of the pineal, next to the pituitary. And sitting on that is the hypothalamus, a little further back. When you do what you call holding your breath, you too will feel a pinch or a flexing. Is the flexing the olfactory bulb is when you're stopping the air to get inside of your nose and down into your lungs. By doing this, you are causing yourself to what some might call hyperventilate. When someone's hyperventilating, something's going wrong. As I mentioned last week, something's going wrong, and that's why a person's not getting enough air inside the lungs. If you dig into respiratory therapist stuff, you'll know a little more details to it. So when you flex your cribriform, and you can flex it like consistently, it's like holding your breath, doing short pulses of holding your breath. Like you'll make a sound like a slight sound, and you will feel agitation in your mucous mucosa. This is a ridge in the area up in your nasal cavity. You'll feel some tension in this area, which then is causing your pineal, your pituitary, and your hypothalamus to activate. For those who need to meditate in a situation where you might have conflict, you might want to step to the side and do this. The lady might be getting out of line, and you want to keep things copacetic as possible. But also, as in strategizing yourself in your life and you're making decisions, doing this slow as possible, maintaining your heartbeat at a very slow pace, it causes a relief of stress, induces a type of induces a type of relaxation. Now, we need this today in this healing of everything we're dealing with, from the pharmaceutical drugs they put in our foods, the stuff is in the air, so these are things that are needed for us to move on and push out of the society, the social construct, and that which has been created for us, and deviating through media, giving us this concept of the way we're supposed to live and conduct ourselves in life as men, women, and children. So this is a tactic for the healing of the body before we can get to mind manufacture, mass produce everything we want, need, and use. It means gathering our minerals ourselves, taking care of our animals ourselves, growing fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains ourselves, and supplying this stuff for all of our people. Therefore, when you do this with your keratin, with your fingernails, it makes it grow. It's carrot. They call it keratin. So by shaking this and flexing your cribriform, it causes your body to be in a positive healing state. By doing this and focusing on doing some work or doing whatever you do, it helps your body do it and feel good. You don't need any psychedelic. You don't need some coffee. You don't need a rush of some sugar from whichever way you're going to get the sugar. This puts you in an immediate meditative stance. This is a technique I used in massage therapy when I did massages. So we can't just jump right to it. We need to heal ourselves and make sure that those who we operate with will be vibrant and they're what we call frequency. There's a whole trick to frequency plus sound equals color. I'm saving that for the American Horror Story, y'all. It's time for the stuff to be revealed that's really needed. What I'm giving here is the basics for us to move on in our daily life, because a lot of us are stressed out. Some people are doing who knows what. Some of us might have even been vaccinated, so you already got something in there inside of your body that's making you go slightly crazy. It was everything going on in America today. Sit back, look at the bigger picture, and move accordingly with your ancestors, because that is one thing that I have personally experienced doing this is has entombed me to be one with that which we call the ancestors. So, you could gather all the resources in the world, you could gather up all the damn rocks, but if you do not know how to properly bully and manipulate these minerals and make the things that we use today, you would just be another person with a pile of rocks and a hole in the ground, waiting for somebody to come with an innovative ideal. So by doing this, you can tune yourself into nature. You might want to take off your socks and shoes, plant your feet in some dirt as you do these things, and become one with yourself and one with the ancestors within yourself, All right. So, to these atoms. All right. And of course, I do not put out information, debunk stuff, and then leave it with a total blank slate. Like, damn, you just took away something and you couldn't replace it with anything. So I might as well just go along with what's already been, put forward. So many of us, as like myself, believed in many silly things. And I promoted these things. So here you see the smallest particle of an element that it can exist either alone or in combination, right? An atom of hydrogen. The atom considered as a source of vast potential constructive or destructive energy, right? A largely forgotten legacy of the country's conquest of the atom. Why is it a forgotten legacy? When Congress passed the Atomic Energy Act in 1954 and allowed private utilities to harness the atom. All right. So you might be thinking like, well, wait a minute, that's the Atomic Energy Act. That's because what they're calling an atom ain't really an atom. So a tiny particle, right? BIT. So there's not an atom of truth in what he said. One of those little silly things to promote their philosophy and to keep this psychological impaired ass construct going. So one of the minute indivisible particles of which, according to ancient materialism, materialism, the universe is composed. So I'm not trying to play wordplay with it and get all into what the word is connected to and what it sounds like. The important part is that some ancient philosophers believe that matter is infinitely divisible. That any particle, no matter how small, can always be divided into smaller particles. Others believe that there must be a limit and that everything in the universe must be made up of tiny indivisible particles, such as hypothetical particle, what's called atomos, in Greek, which means indivisible. So, according to modern atomic theory, all matter is made up of tiny particles named atoms, from the ancient Greek atomos. However, it has turned out that atoms are not indivisible or indivisible after all. Indeed, the splitting of atoms can be used to produce vast amounts of energy, as in the atom bomb. You see? That's how they slide it in there. And then you see it in movies and you believe it. As well as I did. So say, where's the video at? What Elon said.
There's no need even to have a college degree at all, or even high school. I mean, if somebody graduated from a great university, that may be an indication that they will be capable of great things, but it's not.
Oh man, they messing me real bad right now. All right. Right, hey, I don't know if y'all can hear me. My signal's going real low. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. Okay, so when they have the atom, I say, hell nah, prove it. I want to see it for myself. So that means that they should show me live footage of an atom. Damn, man, that's not that bad. All right, so All right, now I know y'all. We'll search for it as we speak right now. Okay, so this is any video is going to be a perfect example, but I feel that this was one of the best examples of people making up some nonsense. So y'all check this out.
Have you ever seen an atom? Seeing as everything's made of them, you have, but have you ever seen one on its own? Over time, microscopes have become more and more powerful, allowing us to see deeper into the world of the ultra-small. Traditional light microscope.
Now see, this is a light microscope, right? Of an onion. Okay.
This can be used to see things like these onion cells and the structures within them as they divide, pulling apart their chromosomes.
See, notice he's saying cells, but then he throws in chromosomes. Like you see something here that looks like an E. They're like, oh, they go a chromosome. Are you serious?
But scientists have come up with a whole host of clever methods to observe far smaller things. Using beams of electrons instead of light, we can generate detailed images of chromosomes themselves.
Y'all see this? And this is why I say do not listen to these people. This look like a goddamn crusty ass Frosted Flake or some goddamn crusty ass Lucky Charm. Like, you don't know what they're looking at right here. They're going to say this is a chromosome. You're going to tell me that dry, crusty looking ass thing is a chromosome.
Recently, groups of scientists around the world are becoming able to see materials at the most fundamental scale, the atomic. One group from the University of California in Los Angeles have been getting up close and personal with nanoparticles of platinum, just a few nanometers across. Each of the tiny dots you can see here are actually individual platinum atoms. But researchers didn't stop at a
So they're saying that these little patterns are atoms. Okay.
Two-dimensional picture. By imaging over 100 slices of the nanoparticle at different angles, then removing the noise with a special filter, they were able to map the location of almost every atom. The information was used to create a three-dimensional reconstruction of the whole particle in unprecedented detail. It may look blurry, but this particle is estimated to contain over 27,000 atoms. And
so some little circles, right? Now remember, this comes from ancient Greek philosophy of looking at some goddamn speck of dust and saying, ooh, this little speck of dust got a goddamn 100,000 atoms in it. And then when you look, it's just a little something inside of the speck of dust. What the hell is it doing? What does it do?
So, like flies in a swarm, they appear to merge together. Every so often, though, we see the platinum's atomic structure align, granting us a moment of clarity. This technique is being used to analyze tiny irregularities in the structure of the particle called dislocations. Dislocations are subtle.
Now you see how it changed from an image that you don't know for a fact that this is really what it looked like, and they're showing it and they're putting it in a three-dimensional form and just spinning it. But guess what they have not showed y'all? live footage that can show you a computer-generated image. I took Photoshop in 8th grade. I know how it's done. Now,
like the misalignment of the green and red layers of atoms in this particle.
Now he's showing us a goddamn light bright.
Cool. But nonetheless, they can significantly change the properties of materials, with effects ranging from a change in the efficiency of LEDs to the strength of metal alloys. Three-dimensional atomic scale imaging like this is bettering our understanding of the structure of materials on this truly fundamental scale.
So, okay, it's saying three-dimensional image of a nanoparticle, right? We got this crap in the way, so let me see if I can go back. Okay, three-dimensional imaging of dislocation in a nanoparticle at atomic resolution. So, according to them, an atom is some damn thing with a whole bunch of little stuff they're calling electrons and protons moving all about it, all in it. And it does all this special stuff. And these electrons, they come together and they make protons. You know, two comes together and makes one. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. So, okay. So, with this, they have a whole philosophy that has a lot of these frat boys and these sword girls who are the leaders of the Pan-Africans, unfortunately. And they all will profess that they believe this stuff. And some of our brothers and sisters of the feather, they believe this stuff too. But when you're talking about the things that they say an atom does and what it's really, what is really happening, what they're putting in philosophy, but what they don't want you to really look at, I'm going to show you. See, they showed you imaging of a dust particle.
In 1703, an anonymous Englishman, known to history only as Mr. C, wrote to the Royal Society of London to report on a peculiar observation he'd made using only a simple microscope.
Now, y'all see already, Royal Society. At what time? Yeah, somebody's full of it. But watch, you'll see.
He'd been looking at the roots of pondweed, but as he looked closer, he found attached to the roots, quote, many pretty branches composed of rectangular oblongs and exact squares. At first, he assumed that these geometric attachments must be salt crystals, but the more he experimented and looked through his microscope, the more he realized there might be something amazing going on here. These tiny, beautiful shapes seemed kind of plant-like.
Fair use.
Today, with the benefit of many more observations and far superior equipment, we know that this 18th century letter is one of the earliest descriptions of a diatom, a photosynthetic, unicellular algae that can become so plentiful that oceanic blooms of these organisms, which we cannot see individually without a microscope, are nonetheless visible from space. But we wouldn't be talking about diatoms.
Now you see how they get all mystically, magically from space and they flash NASA up in there. Because no matter what, they have to slap that stamp like they control and run this stuff. They have to make sure that psychologically you think that they're so superior. Oh, they got it all. Look at all this stuff. But that's not what this is about. Why did they show us a goddamn floating, rotating dust particle that's really a computer-generated image. They take a picture of something, they computer generate the nonsense, and then they put it on spindle. So they have the stuff spinning, and you're like, wow. And then it gets to a certain point. Ooh, look at all the little circles in it. But what? Get to diatom.
If we needed to be in space to observe them, you can find these tiny organisms just about anywhere that has water and light. Looking at them through a microscope, you might understand why microbe hunters are so fond of them. They have been called the jewels of the sea. Those beautiful outer shells are called frustules, and they set diatoms apart from every other living creature. Unlike the organic cell walls and membranes we associate with most cells, frustules are made out of inorganic silica, enclosing the cytoplasm of the diatom in what is basically glass. Silica shells take less energy to make and maintain compared to their organic counterparts, but they do come with a trade-off. Glass is, well, it's glass. It's hard to expand if you're a unicellular organism trying to undergo...
Fair use, once again, it's fair use. Really want to mute him. Dudes sound goofy and stupid. He's throwing in a lot of fake nonsense. Most of the words that are attached to, really, you have to look at this stuff, even though he's saying the things that he's saying, but just so you can talk about this to somebody and make sense, you might as well just look at this stuff and just document what you're looking at. Hey, that's some shit. It looked like this and it's doing this. Because that's all they really do. That's all they're really doing is looking at it. Ooh. Let me put something on it. Let me put it in some water. Let me do this. Let me see. And that's called experimenting with this. But time out. How the hell is this diatom? But then you got the atom that's only connected to some computer image, cartoon, light bright show that they put on for us. But when it comes to this is why I used to tell people, man, it's that diatom, because this is what killed the atom and all that philosophical nonsense they try and dump on our minds.
Asexual mitosis when your cell is enclosed in a rigid inorganic material. Instead, when diatoms divide, the daughter cells take the old frustule and divide it between them, which means that the daughter cells are both going to be smaller than their parent.
Now, you've already seen it, and you notice that you see circular objects with stuff inside of it. So why is it when it comes to the atom, they only show us some damn cartoon, or they try and scare us with some atom bomb nonsense, talking about splitting the atom. But they don't want you looking at this. It's time we look at this. And once it's said, I'm going to show you the key importance into agitating your keratin.
And they are never going to grow any bigger. And as diatoms keep dividing, the daughter cells keep getting smaller and smaller. If this goes on forever, the diatom will get so small that it cannot survive.
You see that? How the hell he know that? As he watched them get smaller and smaller, and every single time it dies? Nah, they have to say that because they have to slide in the philosophy of the atom. What I'm telling y'all, you have to really critically think. In fact, man, if y'all flex y'all a factory bow and agitate your keratin, you'll see right through this stuff. It hits you like, ooh, he's lying.
Diatoms that are starting to get too small can avoid that fate through sexual reproduction, which is a kind of refresh button that lets them construct a new frustule for a larger daughter cell. For the most part, diatoms can't actually move. They just go wherever the water takes them. But some diatoms are able to glide along a surface using a slit.
I want y'all to understand the foolery in this. Just like if I show you an olfactory bulb video, they do the same thing here. They really can only express what they have speculated from observation. So he just said the diatoms don't move, but we got the special diatom. This motherfucker moving. That's how they can slide that stuff in. You be like, huh? And you get confused in school. They don't want you knowing this stuff and looking at it. It's much more important, connected to a lot of things going on in the world today. So,
in their fresh jewel
pay attention.
called a raphe. This allows them to secrete mucus that sticks to a surface. But
so now we got damn diatom little raft taking them across, the river. All right.
How does that mucus help them move? We don't know. We can see that they move, so they must be able to. And we can see that mucus is always left behind when they do it. We don't know the exact mechanism of how it works. You and I, of course, move using muscles, and the molecules responsible for that in us are actin and myosin. Here's a wild thing. In 1999, some scientists responsible for that in us are actin and myosin.
So you see that? Actin, myosin. And that's what they're calling it. They make they put all these words on these things. They really don't understand.
Here's a wild thing. In 1999, some scientists put actin-disrupting compounds in solution with
You see, there they go. Them damn scientists. They some weirdos. We put some active shit. Well, basically, it's going to destroy some shit. And we're going to see if it destroys.
diatoms.
That's how they move.
Those diatoms lost their ability to move. So
oh damn, they like, man, this shit moving. We have to figure out how to stop it from moving. Okay.
Diatom motility remains something of a mystery. These tiny jewel-encrusted algae move using the same molecular systems as us. If you've been looking closely,
So time out. We're supposed to be made of all these atoms. I look at my skin. There's a whole billion gazillion atoms in your skin. But really, is this?
You might be wondering what these bubbles are. And if you are, we hope we can surprise you. Those are oil droplets, and they store energy for the diatom when they might be having trouble finding light or their usual nutrients. These little organisms are so good at creating this fatty oil that scientists have wondered whether we might use diatoms as tiny factories that turn sunlight and carbon dioxide into fuel not just for them, but for our future airplanes. It might be tempting to think of these cells just as little
Now, remember when they were giving us that philosophical Greek nonsense, that university college jargon that intellectual masturbators love to intellectually masturbate about, but it seems that diatom is the real deal and atoms is just some fictional fabricated, good old Harry Potter in them.
Microscopic jewels, just something nice to look at. But they also have a huge impact on our world. Of all of the photosynthesis being done on Earth, around 1/5 is done by diatoms, which puts them on par with all rainforests on Earth combined.
Well, goddamn. I thought that's what the atoms is.
And it means that we owe a great deal to these microorganisms, and not just our oxygen. When they die, their silica fresh jewels sink to the bottom of the water that they're in and accumulate into a soft, chalky rock that we know better as diatomaceous earth. That key ingredient in beer and wine filtration, paint, and, of course, cat litter.
Well, goddamn. Shit.
So yes, these beautiful jewels that the unknown Mr. C spotted in 1703 don't just provide us with every fifth breath we take. They also help make our cat litter more absorbent. And also, they're just really nice to look at. So thank you for coming on this journey with us as we explore the unseen world.
Shut your weird ass up. So anyway, we can see that when it comes to the atom, they just got some damn pixie dust floating, and they turn it and ooh, look, you can see more circles. You can see all the circles on one little goddamn dust particle and shit. But when it comes to diatom, that which killed the atom, you see something that's real that they can actually show you. You know, they didn't have to make up. Now we can get into like, well, they could have faked that too. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Go jump off a bridge, buddy. You can fake that too. So when it comes to this atom and the philosophy that's tied to it, it's a whole lot of nonsense. But then they have to say, somebody saw this stuff way back in the days. Royal Society. And that's all they have to say. And the Royal Society will just get you a $40,000 a year job if you go for marine biology, because the only people really talk about this stuff are marine biologists, oceanographers, into oceanography, volcanism, seismic anomalies, and stuff like that. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Back to that image. So that's the atom. It's really diatom. Sorry, Tom. They killed you. Diatom is the real deal, and atoms is a damn made up joke. But guess what? You don't see people talking about the diatom bomb. You know, nah, they talk about some damn atomic bomb. So there goes 2 down, 2 really 5 down. Let me go back up here and show y'all. It's the atoms, the protons, neutrons, electrons, which are also connected to the bombs. You know, well, not the hydrogen and nuclear. So from that, you know what I'm saying, I used 1 stone and knocked down many. To gravity. All right, let's go get on to gravity. Good brother in the flat earth community who I used to build with on 1111 Truth channel. And I forgot what we called it. Oh, the build. We called it the build. On that channel, I think the channel's still up. One day I'll show some of the videos from that channel. But gravity. Now you see already with the atom, it's tied into the Fellows of the Royal Society, and Elon Musk is also a fellow of the Royal Society. He was brought in 2018, so on and so forth. So when it comes to gravity, you know, with the atom, they have to slide in somebody with the Royal Society. So I'm gonna show you a video too, but first let's see this. Let's see it for ourselves. All right, 8 o'clock. I prefer not to show that Trickopedia. In fact, yeah, let me get off that Trickopedia. All right, why isn't it giving it? Well, anyway, we'll use this one. I mean, it's going to say the same thing. Not trying to get all into the etymology of the word, especially if it's a word like this. Now, when it comes to diatom, when you're agitating your keratin, which is your fingernails are made up of solid material that's growing inside of your hands and your feet and your hair. this material that's growing, it actually grows because of diatoms. It's not easy, you know what I'm saying, to understand that information at all, because they put in a whole lot of words to make sure that you're like, man, what the hell are you talking about? And really, they put these words in so you will not really know this information and see it for yourself, let alone just watching the video and observing these things for ourselves. We really need to do this. It's very important. If we want to move on in society, we need to look at all the food we eat from a point of view like, okay, how much effort did phytoplankton photosynthesis and diatoms put into these foods, these fruits, vegetables, nuts, grains, and different forms of cattle that we're eating? Now, I've had to cut out a lot of stuff. I eat beef here and there, maybe once a week. I'm cutting it down to like 2 times a week before I completely let it go. Try to do the bison. Can't do it. Can't eat chicken no more. Nah, buddy. You are what you eat. I ain't trying to be no damn chicken. But here you go. Etymology online. You know what I'm saying? I still eat turkey, so I could be a jive turkey sometimes. But let's see gravity on online etymology dictionary. AKA, as my flat earth brother used to say, gravity. So gravity, in 15th century, weight, dignity, seriousness. You see, they want to give you all that. We don't want to hear that stuff. You know, really don't care about the etymology of it, because they create fictional sources for the etymology. But when it comes down to, you know, when this word was put into the nomenclature, the colloquial, which is really just a neology, is 1924, usually in italics from Latin gravitas, weight, heaviness, figuratively a person, and it gets all into that nonsense that's connected right back into the etymology of it. 1640s in physics, force that gives weight to objects. So look at this shit, man. So if I put something in the air and drop it, it's because of its weight that it falls, but it's not going to fall at the same speed of a feather. And if we're going on weight, I can blow bubbles, and the bubbles fly all over the place. That means that when you blow a bubble, the bubble should never go up. You should never be able to blow a bubble up. Well, anyway, from modern Latin, okay, we got it. Then we got the gravimeter, right? Instrument for measuring the force of gravity. So we're on some Star Wars stuff now, huh? Measuring device. What measuring device? Okay, so now they want to make people take IQ tests because you're looking up this stuff. So that's gravity, right? Let's see who coined that phrase. And once again, fellow of the Royal Society. So we see with the atom, showed you that they don't want you looking into diatom. The information's out there. You know, they want you looking at diatom. We had a lot of people, you know, who come out talking about how to get well and feel better. But they're not telling you about flexing the olfactory bulb, learning how to flex your cribriform, how to agitate your keratin. They don't want you to know these things. But you get them today. So now we have this character by the name of Sir Isaac Newton. And Newton came up with the idea that some unseen force must attract the apple towards the earth. He named the force gravity from the Latin. Okay, cool. Thus, Newton did not invent the word, but was the author of a crucial shift of meaning. A shift of meaning. I want everybody to look these things up. What a shift of meaning is, and you get an understanding of what these people are doing. They're playing with words. So previously, gravity denoted a quality, then a force. So instead of it being force, it's quality. For sure, Newton invented the force of gravity. So when they say gravity is real, you know what I'm saying? That's why we're staying on Earth on this giant ball, because of gravity. Yeah, the force of gravity. No, don't you mean the quality of gravity? Well, if you're going to say force of gravity, somebody made it up by the name of Isaac Newton. How did he make it up? I wonder. Pay attention, y'all. Gravity is a theory. Get up out of here. So we're going to use that trick. About to use that trick again. History of gravitational theory. They show you Aristotle, Galileo, Newton, Einstein. They all there. Yeah. Notice I'm not reading that nonsense. I don't fuck tricks. I don't fuck with tricks. I'm not doing this Trickopedia ass. No, we don't care about antiquity. No. Indian subcontinent. Oh shit. Oh, they done threw in the Brahmagupta. Okay. So the people from India, they getting all into it. Now we have this. Now the damn Habibi camel head turban, drinking off the water. No, Muslims. Now they get mystically, magically put in it. Got Al-Barunis. Then you get the European Renaissance. Oh shit. Let's see what it says. Because I focus on this because it really gets to the core of the nonsense they were making up. So blah blah, we don't care. They attributed the motion of objects to an impetus akin to momentum. So just because something, right, in Newtonian mechanics, linear momentum, translational momentum, or simply momentum, and the product of the mass and velocity of an object, it is a vector quantity. A vector now, I thought it was quality. Now it's a vector quantity, possessing a magnitude and a direction. If m is an object mass and v is the velocity, then the object's momentum p is imp, because that's what they do into your brain when you believe this stuff. And then you'll argue with somebody and say, oh, you don't understand what they're saying. Oh, I understand it. It's called trickery on trick-ass Wikipedia. So Keratin and the philosopher Albert of Saxony, we don't care. And here we go, influenced by, we don't care, some free fall, huh? So something dropping. So if I drop something, it's not really me. It's not my fault. It was gravity's fault. So then they slide into Leonardo da Vinci. They get all to this. Oh, then we get the Leaning Tower, some pizza stuff, where they got some balls over here and some balls over there, right? That's cool. They got some more John. There it is. So watch this, man. This is the circus. So this part's on bear with me. It said in 1679, Robert Hooke wrote to Isaac Newton on his hypothesis concerning orbital motion, which partially depends on an inverse square force. In science, the inverse square law is a scientific law stating that a specified physical quantity is inversely proportional to the square of the distance from the source of the physical quantity. The fundamental cause for that can be understood as geometric dilution corresponding to a point source radiation. See, now they have to throw in the mystical, magical radiation stuff in here. You see, they then took gravity to quality, then to some damn quantity, then to some special quantity. Well, let's see where this takes us. All right. 1684, both Hooke and Newton told Edmund Halley that had proven the inverse square law of planetary motion in January, August, respectively. So Newton was prompted to compose De Motu Corporum in Gyro. Is the presumed title of a manuscript by Isaac Newton sent to Edmund Halley in November 1684. The manuscript was prompted by a visit from Halley earlier that year when he had questioned Newton about the problems of occupying the minds of Halley. And occupying the minds of what? So we have Kepler's law of planetary motion. So let's just cut right down and get to the meat and bones of this. You have somebody saying that these people wrote this stuff about dropping some shit, right? And then looking at the sun and the moon in the sky, and then looking at the stars, right? And then they're gonna say that we're sticking to Earth because of gravity, not because of the viscous, or not because we have what they call weight. Nah, it's because of gravity. So without gravity, we'll just float all over the place. All right, not really going to dwell on that. If you want to look all into this and see the real nonsense, you have to look up this. You'd have to read this, and then you'll find out that this date, 1686, is actually not the date that this was printed. And when you dig further into it, you'll just be like, damn, I wasted a lot of time. So I'm saving people time from looking into this stuff. They have this pseudo math called calculus that serves no purpose at the bank, serves no purpose when you buy a product, when you're getting something. It serves no purpose to gathering stuff and weighing it on a scale. It has no purpose at all in life. This is a philosophy just like the atom, which is basically a waste of time. But I'm just showing y'all they made this stuff up. So I have to get to the day closest as possible to us. So Hendrik Lorentz, there he is, tried to explain gravity on the basis of his theory in Maxwell's equation. Maxwell's equation are a set of coupled partial differential equations that, together with the Lorentz force law, form the foundation of classical electromagnetism, classical optics, and classical circuits. The equations provide a mathematical model for electrical, optical, and radio technologies. So now they're going to tie into something that's real that you have to make. And if you turn this on the side, they're saying that's the North Pole and the South Pole and all that magnetic pole stuff. So he assumed Ottavian Fabrizio Mostori and Johann Carl Friedrich Zollner that the attraction of opposite charged particles is stronger than the repulsion of equal charged particles, the resulting net force, and blah, blah, blah. Some more theories. But look, the theory of everything. So when it comes to gravity, I really don't need to go all into it. That it's really a theory that they'll say in 1900. All this stuff before that period, we could throw it out. And anybody who promotes this, these Pan-Africans or these Somalians and Ethiopians and Nigerians, they come over here and they love intellectually masturbating about this stuff as if it's real, as if the people existed in the 1700s talking about, or 1800s talking about this, and or that somebody was going through famines of black plagues and potato blight. And it's like, you really gonna tell me that you have all these volcanoes and earthquakes and tsunamis going off, and y'all motherfuckers like the atom, gravity, right? I'm not buying it. I want my money back. So, all right. Let me see what you're talking about in the chat. Yeah, that's right. Density and buoyancy. So, and that's what they do. You know, they take gravity, then they have to change it. You know, they had to change it up. All right. Oh man, what's that? So here it is. I'm trying to find the older one. Because always look for live footage.
I need to find the best way to learn math and science.
It's brilliant.
Whoa.
Here's a new way to learn math.
Relativity, the explanation for gravity is that matter bends space. And so you put mass in a place in space, it warps
fair
space
use.
time. And
Dry, crusty old motherfucker.
The force of gravity, they're just following the natural curvature. And so this is a sheet of Lycra. Where do you get this? This is my old bike shorts. So there's literally a spandex.com. You can get a sheet like this if you buy the sale stuff. So you don't care what it looks like, right? For like $20, maybe less, depending on the sale. And so you put matter and it warps space-time. And so if I have another object, it also warps space-time. They feel that and they're attracted to each other. And so that's
so these people are Pan-Africans and some Afrocentrics, and you know, we even got some brothers and sisters of the feathered Aboriginal community that, you know, believe this. It's not too many, because the Aboriginal community is the best community in the whole wide world. You know what I mean? We got other communities trying to merge in, you know what I'm saying? They're seeing that it's Aboriginal and nothing else. There is nothing after Aboriginal. If y'all been looking like, man, this came out, then this came out, then everybody was Egyptian. Michael Jackson did the song with Eddie Murphy, and we was all wearing cross colors, and we was singing Arrested Development songs. Everyday people, you know what I'm saying? And and we got the Ashikis. You know, we got African bambooty in them. And then, you know, you had, molesticized York. And, you know what I'm saying, all the good names that came after that actually believe this stuff. Any of those top teachers that the Pan-Africans follow, or any of the ones that coming out of these schools, they all believe in atoms, electron, proton, neutrons, and they all believe in gravity. They have to push this stuff because they're playing a game. This man got a damn some giant tablecloth or some shit and put some damn balls in the center and said, look, gravity. Goddamn mom.
Einstein's picture of gravity. Objects warp space-time, feel that curvature, and move accordingly.
They feel the curvature and move. But if you put the balls on a solid object, that is not the case. It's the game they play.
And if you have more mass,
Right there.
if you have more mass, it's going to bend space-time more.
So this motherfucker got us believing that under his goddamn magician sheet is space-time gravity. Right.
And so if you have objects there, you're going to respond to that, right? And so you put something there, now it's attracted. Now, in reality, that big
fuck. Let me let him finish.
Big mass would feel the warping of space-time by the marble too, right? It would move a little bit, but we usually ignore that. You know, the Earth makes the sun move a little bit, but it's so small you can ignore it.
The Earth. This motherfucker went from playing with some balls in the cloth to now he's talking about shit in space. He's not even. Fuck, man.
Moon makes the Earth kind of wobble around a point 3/4 of the way through the center of the Earth. We usually don't account for that when we're looking at satellite motion. Well, instead of just letting go of one, what if I give it a sideways push? Now it orbits. Now it's losing energy, which wouldn't happen in the solar system, right? Not noticeably. There's some perturbations from other planets and things, but this one does lose energy and spirals in. If I don't push
so basically, the center of the solar system is a damn rock that's sitting on a goddamn magician blanket for the gravity heads, and they put some balls, and then the balls go around the big ball, and then gravity. Got it.
hard, it will do an ellipse for a while anyway. And more here.
On a flat table, that shit don't do that. So this is the game they play.
So one of the things I thought of to do with this is when you study the solar system, all the planets are going around the sun the same way.
All right. I can't take this shit. He dumb as fuck. That was some stupid shit, man. He said some real stupid shit.
There's no need even to have a college degree at all, or even high school. I mean, if somebody graduated from a great university, that may be an indication that they will be capable of great things, but it's not.
They're not capable of great nothing. That dumbass goddamn Slav blanket probably smell like smallpox and shit in dry old country bumpkin motherfucker. And I can't believe, they say these things. Dumbass shit they say. All right, so that's for gravity. Let's get to the moon landing. Now, we don't have to look up anything on the moon landing. No, we'll play with this one because usually I want to show, them. They might have removed these. With the cancel culture, this is one of the things they went after. Fair use. Let me show this penguin brain idiot real quick. Fair use, you old fucks. We showing you dummies.
Just go to the moon. Yeah, there'll be a day when AI takes over and it'll make us their pets. Whatever God is not luck. Hi, I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, your personal astrophysicist, and I'm here at Penguin UK to answer some of your deepest, most pressing questions.
Bird brain motherfucker.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I said bird brain motherfucker.
Have you really thought about what it would take to fake a moon landing? Because the rocket did launch. We all saw the rocket launch. Okay, so there's hardware there. They're like office buildings of blueprints for the design of the Saturn V rocket. The hundreds of engineering hours that went behind this, and the records of those.
This Mickey Mouse shit, he moving his hands around like he the damn magician. He probably touched that dumbass cloth with that damn rock in the center of it.
Designs. If you wanted to fake the moon landing, you would have to fake all of these documents.
Yeah, man, they fabricated our reality, dummy.
And it just seems to me it's way easier to just go to the moon. Has anyone considered that?
Knee slapper.
Just go to the moon. That's easier than faking all of this. So, no, but yeah, we went to the moon.
That's your answer. Come on, man.
So climate change will not make Earth uninhabitable. Climate change will make Earth a living hell. In fact,
we don't care.
We trashed Earth the way we.
Oh, hell no.
By the way, that earthquake took place on All Saints Day.
No, we don't care.
Not all good. If we define good as being in the interest of your. So I don't really concern myself much with it unless someone finds a way that any understanding of God can give me insight into making another discovery. That hasn't happened yet. There are many people who.
All right, let me find a good one. I wanted to show y'all that I'm saying that's one of the idiots to kick it. Most of us don't believe this moon landing stuff. So let's see. You know, I don't want to play Joe Rogan because he about damn near about to get canceled.
I don't know. That's a lot of tokens.
Damn near about to get canceled by us.
Why is my internet going so? Private HD chat rooms? Conspiracies! We just believed the horse shit the government fed us and we chased it down with a shot at cheap brandy. Yeah. Did legendary filmmaker Stanley Kubrick, who directed such masterpieces as The Shining, Full Metal Jacket, and Dr. Strangelove, help perpetrate an Apollo 11 moon landing hoax for NASA?
I was strolling on the moon one day in a merry, merry month of December. May, that's right.
Now, I have been watching a lot of conspiracy videos on the subject, and there is some interesting footage and information out there about similarities between the back projection used in 2001: A Space Odyssey and actual shots from the moon landing. Also, NASA did have models and mock-ups of the moon for training purposes.
Rumsfeld offered to go and negotiate personally with Stanley Kubrick. He and Henry Kissinger flew to England that same evening. Kubrick was surprised and amused by the
Y'all see these names? You got Kubrick and Kissinger.
idea, but began by refusing. Rumsfeld wouldn't give up. We're only asking you to do one thing. Just leave us the keys to the studio for one weekend, just so we can shoot a bit of film and take a few shots. Everything will be tidied up again by Monday morning. Kissinger flattered him, telling him that Dr. Strangelove was one of Nixon's favorite films. In the end, Kubrick agreed. The fake footage would be shot in England in the MGM studios near Boreham Wood with a skeleton crew. The 2 technicians and 2 actors would be CIA agents.
Now, whether you believe in the conspiracy or not, there are some interesting parts of The Shining that I believe to be messages from Kubrick himself about his involvement. For instance, take a look at that shot of the kid playing with the fire trucks around what I believe to be a tiny NASA launch pad. Also, look at his sweater. It says Apollo 11. Interesting. Now, the boy Danny gets up and goes down the hallway to room 237, but in the book, it's room 217. What's the significance of 237, you ask? Well, the moon is 237,000 miles from Earth. You see, I believe that Danny represents the Apollo 11 mission to the moon. And him going into room 237 is the same as Kubrick going into the studio to film the moon landing.
But Stanley Kubrick was a perfectionist. Faced with the CIA crew's lack of professionalism, he ended up, against his better judgment, supervising the shooting of the fake moonwalk. But, he told them, from Monday morning, you're out of my life for good.
Now, when the kid comes out of the room, his Apollo 11 sweater's torn, and he has marks on his throat, and he can't speak. A metaphor for Kubrick being silenced about his involvement in the whole thing. There's also little hints sprinkled into the storeroom. There's a box that reads Box 39. Now, what was the launch pad number for the Apollo 11 mission? What was it? Let me think. 39! Also, there's Tang in there. No, not that kind of Tang. You pigs, get your mind out of the gutter. Lay off the red tube. Tang was the drink that the astronauts used to drink on space flights.
Ice cold glass of Tang. Tang is for Earthmen who just don't want to be earthbound. Drink.
I don't drink no damn Tang, man. We drink Kool-Aid and grape juice. Fucking Tang be having you feeling dizzy and weird as hell.
Tang and go. Tang, the energy breakfast drink for Earthmen.
Would Richard Milhouse Nixon lie to us? Would America lie to its people just to beat the Soviet Union in a race to the moon?
Neil, you are dark on the rock. Mission is a go. You have 21 minutes.
Everything was so much easier in the 1960s. They were fantastic. Politicians were honest. Cigarettes were good for you. Hell, who needs a filter? Only pansies wore seatbelts. Martinis at lunch. Drinking and driving, no big deal. Grabbing girls' keisters by the water cooler, they loved it. In 1984, it was just a book, not a how-to manual for the NSA. What? That's un-American. What are you, some sort of commie bastard? Some kookamamie conspiracy theorist? Ugh! These things will kill you. What do you guys think? Did the Apollo 11 really go to the moon? Was Kubrick even involved? Or maybe was he just a backup plan in case things went wrong? Let me know what you think in the comments below, in code. Hey, if this topic tickles your pickle, you should check out a movie called Capricorn 1. It's about a faked Mars landing that came out just 8 years after the moon landing. It's a pretty good flick, and O.J. Simpson's in it. Enjoy. I have discovered a litany of conspiracies in GTA 5 that need to be examined. I'm talking Bigfoot.
Shoot me, human.
Ghosts, and the natural lost.
Yeah, so don't really got to go much on the moon landing, but I do want to share this. Oh man, YouTube sucks, man. They're taking that off too. Oh damn. Damn. Yeah, that's horrible. Let me see if I can find this. Crystal. Yeah, they took it off. All right. Give it one last try. Yep, they took it off. Wow. Ah, there you go. See you up in there, Chief.
Stack that bitch up, Mike.
Yeah, truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. The truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't, it ain't legalized. Realize, realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Real eyes, realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Real eyes, realize. Realize. Yeah, slavery was a long time ago. How? Same motherfuckers still here right now. Colonized on our land, they ahead of us. Changed our name so much they scared of us. Children of the sun, y'all don't compare to us. Pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Talking about America, pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Even up the playing field, bitch, I'm darn. How you a victim, bitch, you a Karen. Cognitive dissonance, you don't need sperm. You got white privilege, so you don't need sperm. Looking at my homeland, man, I can't believe her. Colonized came here, they ain't never leave her. Indians ain't die off cause we here. You ain't gotta lie, just say you won't be here. How you American but not indigenous? 400 years still ain't get rid of us. All Europeans and naturalized citizens made all the Indians niggas on the census. 1492 we was on the fences. Civil rights movement, we was so defensive. Black Wall Street, whites got so offended. Common law rights gave us amendments. Thank God don't speak truth, that's alright. First slave 1619 was all white. 1200 wasn't no continent, all white. Europe named after a black woman, alright. Grafted, it come from us, do your research. Go within, quit listening to teacher. And the Nuki got voice coming out the speaker. Cut our trees down and made us weaker. Really they foreigner, the shit gets deeper. Whites don't know where whites come from either. I'm Aborigine, we come from the ether. Ruling over us in our land, that's evil. Being colonized right now, black people. Prisoner of the war, that's why it ain't equal. Wake up everybody, don't be no sheeple. Freedom ain't free, really freedom is illegal. And we can't get mad at this. Whites act like we can't see their advantages. Privilege is real, they working in management. Low down dirty, but they calling us savages. They want you to think they above us. All white people are part-time judges. I ain't no racist, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no African, but they my brothers. Been lied to, I got built up anger. We built everything, still waiting on the savior. Don't call yourself black, please do me that favor. Black tourmaline will protect you from a hater. Listening to your oppressors is dangerous. Gave us a Bible and stole our nation. Said we couldn't read what we didn't know the language. Kept us on paper because we didn't see the danger. American Indian, keep the religion. Skin copper color look just like a penny. Wanted our land and you called us stingy. Ain't no Democrats there to gotta pay attention. We got ancestors but the papers is missing. Kings and queens we can't remember. Remember who you are, just like Simba. Now they got a vax, we don't want that in us. George Washington is the ninth president, look it up. United States only 10 square blocks, look it up. White people really the minorities, look it up. Courtrooms don't got authorities, look it up. You want me, say stop governing me. Gave me a straw man, it's really not me. Why you don't keep it 100 with me? Why Trayvon killer still walk around free? Made this song for the truth, don't hate it. History was told in reverse, I've stated. We still oppressed, somebody gotta say it. I'm taking out of school, that's the reason I made it. History, it's his story. History, it's his story. History, it's his story. History, it's his story. It ain't my story. History, it's his story. Probably ain't your story. History, it's his story. It's his story.
Yep. I found it. All that CGI. I mean, are you serious? So you see that they're really just playing with us. Now I'm gonna wait till they show it to you. I'm gonna show y'all that what they say is the moon, it's really over here on Earth. Total darkness in the back, but they have light all over the place flashing. The light is shining on every part of that moon. There's no yeah. So supposedly they went to this area on this land. You already know the conspiracy theorists said that They're inside of a lot, probably Walt Disney's lot, somewhere in Texas or somewhere in New Mexico, or somewhere in Nevada, some specific places. Playing as if they're on the moon. Now they have this same pool. There it is, right there. So we don't even know if this is real. For all we know, this is a mannequin. This is a prop. For all we know. But what I have discovered is they've gone to places in Antarctica, and they don't show you walking into the area and discovering this. They just show straight up on the face. Like, you didn't show me where you found this. Where did you find this? Again, they're showing the face, but they're not showing them walking to the room where they found his face. They're not even showing the whole body. They're just showing the face. Let's see when they show the body. Hurry up. They move too slow. Now you can see the position of the eyes on this face. Look how big the eyes are. Look how big the sockets with them Somalian diagonal syndrome having ass is. So we don't even know if this is real or not. But this is what they put out, like, oh, we got something for the conspiracy theorists. Let's put this out. So the alien believers, like young Pharaoh and them, would jump on it. So yeah, this is something they use. I don't know if y'all have seen that before or not, but that's one of the things they use to keep people in that. They're so great, we're so small. They have this great knowledge and all these things. They're shooting stuff in space. That's why they control us. And then we have some of our, brothers and sisters that are confused, and they say, you can't do nothing. You can't do anything about it. Just do what they say and believe what they say and repeat it. But that time is come and gone. We don't believe this shit. They probably found that in Antarctica, or it could be a fake. We don't know. But the key thing is, gravity fake as hell, and that moon landing. You just saw it there. Person that made movies was involved in it. They have lots where they oh no, we set these up so they could do practice. You're gonna practice walking on some shit that nobody has walked on. I want you to really think about that. And this is how stupid they think people are. We're gonna practice walking on some shit that nobody has walked on. Don't know how that worked. All right, what we got next? Last but not least, in fact, we'll save that for next week. The transatlantic slave trade, the Native Americans, the world fairs and tourist attractions, and we'll definitely have our good brother Chief Holiday up in here. And we're gonna go in on this stuff, man. It's time that we put this stuff down. You know what I'm saying? Not to beat up a dead horse, but damn it, we gotta beat up this dead horse. So I'm gonna show how the transatlantic slave trade, the Native Americans, the tourist attractions, and the world fairs are all connected. See, everything else I can show and prove it's all connected. People who believe in atoms and protons and neutrons and electrons, and I did leave out one. I want to save it for when somebody who believes this nonsense they're kicking and believe in DNA tests. So if anybody watching right now, you believe it's a DNA test, you know, that will lead to the double helix. And I want to see live footage. So as I go out, let me step back to the double helix and let's see a live video of it. Yeah, right now, live on Supreme Chief Holiday.
Rose gold dip, money so blue it look like Crips. Work so good this shit gon' flip. Sauce so strong this shit gon' drip, 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 drip. Dope so good these hoes gon' bite. All these bitches nigga, all this ice. Everything now God drop be pipe, 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 pipe. Flex by what I made these niggas. Daycare center I raised these niggas. Rose showers I spray these bitches. Hate me, love me, don't make no difference. Backwood rolled up nigga I smoke. Trap girl with me everywhere I go. Cocaine flow, my shit so dope. All these D's wrap round my throat. TTG, I'm trained to go. Money over bitches, I don't love these hoes. I FDB, I fuck that bitch. CDC, cut that chick. No control, I don't play no game. Knocked up SD, hold my name. 4.6, I'm out of your range. Nigga Bruce Lee kick like a young Luke Kane. Like, whoa. Yeah, hopping out the Rari. Kick it like karate. Mr. Miyagi. No one can stop me. Danielson, Danielson. Danielson, Danielson. Danielson, Danielson. Mr. Miyagi. Kid hopping out the Rari. Kick it like karate. Mr. Miyagi. No one can stop me. Danielson, Danielson. Danielson, Danielson. Danielson, Danielson. Corner stove. Hustle, yeah, I work that stove. Got it at the pot, yeah, I work that stove. North Guard nigga, boy, I birthed that coast. Still in my style, can't work no more. Uptown nigga, boy, I made that swag. Mask up on you, come take that bag. Real true hustle, I'ma make that bag. Real street nigga, I don't play like that. All the way live, baby girl, I'm a real one. Bloody good up on you, go OJ Simpson. I don't play with these niggas, better check my pen. Mexico flag, better check these trenches. Feeling like Gucci, all my children. Nigga ain't with it, then you might as well kill him. Nigga ain't gang, I'm feeling. Cut a nigga hand off, bitch, keep stealing. You went in the whole shoe with me. Who talk that dog fool at me? I was in shootout after shootout after shootout with them niggas cross the street. These niggas all off a beat. I made it all off a D. But till a nigga dead or they bust my head, we don't call off the beef. Kid hopping out the Rari. Kick it like karate. Mr. Miyagi. No one can stop me. Danielson, Danielson. Danielson, Danielson. Danielson, Danielson. Mr. Miyagi. Kid hopping out the Rari. Kick it like karate. Mr. Miyagi. No one can stop me. Danielson, Danielson. Danielson, Danielson. Danielson, Danielson. Danielson, Danielson. Mr. Miyagi.
All right, trying to find this how the DNA test works video. I can't find it. Man, I found it that day. Aboriginal TV. Let's see if I can find it. So, all right, y'all. Let's see if I can pull it up. They make stuff very difficult to find.
Potential.
How does DNA testing work?
Fair use.
History. What kind of earwax you may have, and what diseases you might get. Here we'll take a look at how companies like 23andMe and Ancestry DNA test your DNA sample. Why ancestry testing is quite inaccurate, yet determining how closely family members are related is accurate, and why these testing services sold to consumers can be problematic for disease testing. Finally, we'll also look at how newer, more sophisticated gene tests are changing the industry. This video is broken into parts. First, I'll go through how consumer gene testing companies test the sample. Then I'll go into the difficulties with ancestry testing, followed by difficulties in disease testing with consumer testing services. Finally, I'll briefly discuss the newer sequencing technologies for gene testing. I'll put the time codes for the different sections below in a comment, so feel free to jump around in the video to the parts that interest you the most. The gene tests provided by companies like 23andMe, Ancestry DNA, MyHeritage, and Family Tree DNA, among others, look for points where a single nucleotide, one building block in your DNA, has
Now look at this. Once again, from the atom to gravity to the mystical, magical moon landing, they're showing us cartoon footage. Well, not with the gravity, mystical, magical moon landing. Well, the gravity, they just showed us a magic blanket from Aladdin's ass and the genie in them with some rocks in the center and throwing some marbles and balls at it on some weirdo shit. So we see here, they're not showing us live footage. They're showing you a bunch of letters with colors on them.
changed. These are called single nucleotide polymorphisms, or SNPs. The tests used by consumers.
See, they get all tricky. Single nucleotide polymorphism. Yeah, you don't know about the single nucleotide polymorphism. That's how they try and get you. They go a whole bunch of Harry Potter ass words.
Gene testing companies are microarray tests that can test for previously known SNPs in DNA. The microarrays have single strands of DNA attached, and the location of each DNA strand on the array is known. Each single-stranded DNA.
Why do they have to show us a goddamn cartoon? A two-dimensional, horrible-looking cartoon.
DNA sequence matches the sequence of one of the gene variations tested for. DNA is a double helix molecule made of two strands that bind strongly to each other. The nucleotides A and T bind each other, and the nucleotides C and G bind each other. Always when there's an A on one of the strands, the opposite strand has a T there. If the strands were separated using heat, they would quickly bind back together. Now, with this in mind, a DNA sample taken from a human can be prepared. First, the DNA is amplified, then it's
Y'all see
cut
that?
into smaller
They
pieces,
amplified
and
it.
finally heat
They
is used
amplified the
to unwind
cartoon.
the two DNA strands from one another. The different microarray testing methods function by DNA hybridization, that is the binding of matching single-stranded DNA together. The liquid containing the single-stranded
Wait,
DNA
what?
from a human sample is added on the microarray, and the DNA of the sample binds to the matching DNA on the microarray.
Time
The
out.
A's, T's, C's, and G's of the sample DNA match perfectly.
So the ATs, so you got some Bloods and Crips, and the Pyrus and the GDs and the Vice Lords, and they get some water, and then they come together and stuff with the colors and the letters. Right.
With the opposite T's, A's, G's, and C's of the DNA on the microarray. But just binding DNA to the microarray doesn't tell us about SNPs. To recognize a
He's getting snippy with us.
SNP, the microarrays use
Wait, somebody, I got a DNA test, you snip ass.
different strategies. Most companies rely on a bead chip.
Oh, you wanted them snip. You wanted them snippy. Instead of uppity, you wanted them snippety motherfuckers.
Provided by the genetics giant Illumina. Each bead on the bead chip is attached to
Hold on. So now this motherfucker got some shit called Illumina. The hell is that?
Single-stranded DNA. One bead has only one specific kind of DNA sequence attached. The sequences of each bead's single-stranded DNAs stop just before a known SNP. After the matching sample DNA has bound the DNA on the bead chip, the existence of a SNP can be tested. This is done by growing the DNA strand bound.
Hold the hell up. He's growing. What the hell is going on here?
On the bead chip, using the bound DNA as a template for building double-stranded DNA. This DNA building is the same process that happens in cells when DNA is copied in cell division.
Oh shit. The cell division. Watch out now.
One nucleotide after the next is added to the shorter DNA sequence, and a double-stranded DNA molecule is built based on the sequence of the longer DNA strand. But unlike in cell division, in the bead chip we only grow the shorter DNA sequence by one nucleotide. And instead of using normal nucleotides, normal A's, T's, C's, and G's, the nucleotides used for DNA synthesis in the gene test have a fluorescing protein attached.
Hold the hell on. Now he didn't threw some protein in this shit. God damn.
Nucleotides have different proteins attached, producing different colors. The A's and the T's have a red fluorescing protein attached, whereas the G's and the C's...
You know, silly ass glowing, floating numbers and letters, man. God damn.
These have a green fluorescing protein attached. Using fluorescing proteins tells us which nucleotide is present in the location of the known SNP. If we expect a green color G at a location, but instead we see red indicating an A or a T, we know there's a SNP present. If instead we see green, we know that the G has not changed into an A or a T, and there's no SNP there. There are other strategies.
Man, I got fast forward this stupid. This shit too stupid. And they be like, you don't understand it. You don't speak the nuclear polymorphinized Matty Morphin Power Ranger language. No, I don't speak that shit. Fuck out of here.
It's time for data analysis. And this is not easy.
Goddamn.
To determine your genetic
this is like calculus in language. Stupid ass shit.
Ancestry, companies computate how your sample compares to groups of SNPs that are only
you SNPs.
Use 23andMe and Living DNA.
They cut your whole wing wang off, not just circumcised.
With their services. Although the data from the two twins tested was that also to truly define your relationship, and vary between populations of all of them. We
Nope.
likely...
All right. He sucks.
Let's
no, we don't
consider...
want to consider nothing from you, sir. You suck. I'm going to find it, y'all. Watch. It's one of these.
Genetic testing is done by taking some sort of sample. The most common thing...
Fake ass Bill Gates looking motherfucker right here.
Done in office would be a blood sample. Sometimes it could be asking you to spit into a tube so that they use the saliva. And then tumor or just a biopsy of it. And same thing. They can remove DNA from it. And once they have the DNA...
He's just going to talk.
We are being censored.
Oh, shit.
America's news outlets no longer provide the truth. I'm Joshua Phillip, senior...
All right, Joshua.
You've probably seen the ads for them. Spit in a test tube, send it to a company such as 23andMe or Ancestry.com, and in return, you'll find out what your genetic ethnicity is, with you being able to see if your ancestors came from regions such as...
them letters and numbers. Now, we've all dealt with this. We've debunked this so many times. But it's hilarious. I have to find the specific video. Because this video, they just told on themselves. You know, I've been showing you a lot of videos of them telling on themselves today. About to cut out, though. Good brothers, sisters of the feather. Hopefully this is it.
DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. It is...
Yeah. Right.
At each location on the DNA molecule...
Another damn cartoon. See, they don't want you to damn, man, why can't I find that video? Is Aboriginal TV around, man? Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, well, Epic fail on finding that video. They're gonna try and make me watch every damn DNA video possible. Then boop, it pops up. Nah, I'm not doing that tonight. We're gonna have to show that next week for all the good brothers and sisters of the feather. This is a very, I'm really going through this fast as possible. Talking points on debunking the Western reality, because this is the reality they have defined for us. They look at diatoms and they talk about atoms, right? They look at space, well, they look at nothing and say an apple fell from a tree, that's gravity, who grabbing me? Then we get the moon landing. All right, so this is a quick way to deal with the subjects that I've covered, but I'm saving these other subjects for next Monday. And I'll go further on no mountains on flat earth. In fact, I'm going to rotate in some other images showing that the world is not what you think. You need to take another look. You need to clear our mind, have clairvoyance as we really observe these things with our own eyes. Let's not let the computer have the last word, and let's definitely not tune ourselves into the Westernized reality. It's time to break away fully. So once again, here on Supreme Chief Holiday channel, it's me, your brother, Aboriginal Lotus. I'm about to slide the television off. That's why I have my video on my channel as a Matthew Douglas Craig Discovery, because that's what I do. So I'm going to get up out of here. I appreciate all the good brothers, sisters of feathers, brothers, sisters of the feather. Hopefully today you learned something that you can apply to your daily life and help you benefit your life and the way you live as much as possible. Let's support each other, love each other, and heal each other, you know, and each other as in the foundational American, the Aboriginal American, Everybody else, kick rocks.
Hey, what the hell you doing? Mongolian? What the hell Mongolian doing here? Hey, fuck you, Mongolian! Don't you break down